Welcome back, everybody, to the Paper Mario the 1000-Year Door playthrough. This is part 46, and we are, unsurprisingly, still going through the Palace of Shadow because I didn't just magic of video editing my way all the way to the end of it. Isn't that weird that I didn't do that? Isn't that weird that I didn't just skip to the end and, you know, just sit at the end screen and I'm like, oh, hey, guys, welcome back to the Paper Mario the 1000-Year Door playthrough. The game's over. Bye. Wouldn't that be great? I should do that for an April Fool's video sometime. Anyway. So here we are fighting our way through the Palace of Shadow, still, and, that's about it. So, you know, I was actually doing a boss battles recently that, may or may not involve a Paper Mario boss, and in doing so, I was kind of watching my Paper Mario playthrough, and I was, well, first of all, because I wanted to make sure 100% that I knew where I was going, and second of all, to kind of get a little bit of info on like how the boss works, because I completely forgot how the boss fight goes, and you know, just maybe some tips that maybe I gave, or you know, maybe something I could figure out, you know, like a certain build, like with badges. Let me interrupt that train of thought for this level up. I wonder what I'm going to level up. I'm gonna think about it for a second here. Yeah, okay, badge points. Shocker. And basically, you know, just kind of trying to get a feel for the boss before actually doing it, because when I do the boss battle series, every single one of those battles that I do, oh, we're super speeding the stuff. Oh, I have 6 badge points, again. Interesting how I keep doing that. And basically, just every time I do a boss battles fight, I want to actually do it perfectly, or as perfectly as possible. You know, I like to really go for at least a damageless run, if I can. And, you know, I kind of went with that there. And so, you know, I was watching, and I was looking at the playthrough, and I was like, man, I didn't realize how much stuff I didn't cut out of that playthrough, because I was, like, watching me play it, and I was, like, running around in circles. I went back and forth between specific areas without, like, cutting, you know, just, like, skipping to the part where I actually move on and progress. And just, like, I was, like, during one of those battles, I, like, sat there on the items menu for, like, a good 10 seconds, just, like, thinking of no commands input, just staring at my items. And I'm like, why did I do this? Like, you know, not why did I do this playthrough, but why did I edit it like this? I didn't edit out any of this unimportant stuff. And that kind of bothers me now, because, you know, again, I'm trying to really move on with this playthrough so that we can actually get to the end of it finally. I almost said for once. And just watching me just not cut out a bunch of really unimportant, uninteresting things, like, bothered the heck out of me. I was like, why am I, like, trying to extend this playthrough as much as I possibly can? It's not necessary. Oh my god. So as many of you who follow me probably know, I usually interrupt my sentences to talk about other things. And I was watching, you know, as you know, the video was progressing right here in front of me. And I was like, you know what? I'm not actually going to interrupt this. I'm going to talk about what I was going to talk about and get from point A to point B. Is that great? I'm growing as a person. So yeah. Oh. So we went past a long hallway and we had the bill blasters with shooting out golden bullet bills. Those look so nice. I loved how those golden bullet bills look. I love golden stuff. Golden stuff is great. And aside from the fact that they looked very fancy, that's very reminiscent of Chapter 5 when we had to do that inside of Keel Hall Key. You know, there's the bullet bill blaster shooting out bullet bills. And, of course, I used Vivian to dodge the bullet bills in order to avoid about 100 different battles in order to just get to the bill blasters. And, again, progress. Progress. Point A, point B. Progress. And now we're in this fancy room, which have some super battles, but they're literally just single swoopers, so that's really quick and convenient. So as you get close to certain points of the floor, spikes will jut out. And basically, you just have to take your time, just move slowly. The walkthrough said that this is a good time to use the slow go badge if you have it. Obviously, I don't have it, but I didn't really need it. It said that you can either use the slow go badge to make yourself not run or just slightly tilt the joystick so that Mario walks. But instead of walking, I don't know, I found the walking too tedious, so I just, you know, did like a tap, 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 tap strategy, and that worked out fine for me. So we got the fire bars again. Hello, old friends. So I had no idea, but, you know, I went with it, gave it a shot. Just like with the old Paper Mario, I was wondering if you hopped over the fire bars, aka, you know, a la very jump rope-esque maneuverability stuff there, if they would explode and give you a bunch of coins, and they do, just like in the first Paper Mario. So I super sped up the second and third fire bars, because nobody wants to watch me jump over fire bars. Literally, you have to jump over them 10 times. I'm pretty sure it's 5 in the first Paper Mario. And then we have these guys, the green, what are they, like green lava bubbles or something? I don't know, they weren't even that interesting or difficult. Hello, I got hit by that. So a little bit of time skip there because I took way too much time trying to jump over that dual fire bar, and, you know, I thought maybe I'd get something really cool if I jumped over those. But I don't know, it was just becoming way too annoying and tedious that I got hit too many times, so I was just like, screw it. So I moved on. So once again, we're going to be using Vivian again here. I don't know why I'm looking at my items. Vivian is not an item. There we go. Alright, so we just have to duck under here really quick. Now, you have to actually be aware of the timing of this, as I learned here, because if you try to duck out of Veil with Vivian while the fire bars are over your head, even though there's that delay, you know, where they come back up and Mario jumps out, the second you tap, what is it, the X button? Depending on if there's a fire bar above you, you will get hit by it, even if Mario isn't anywhere close to it. So you actually have to time it that way. You have to time the shadows. You know, the shadows, siren. You have to time the shadows. Maybe they were going for something there. Anyway, so here's this guy. This is, again, we're finding very reminiscent things to earlier points in the game. This is very reminiscent of Chapter 1, where we had a ton of Tri-Bones come flying on down from the ceiling, and we have to fight this, or get to this guy, just kind of knock out all these jerks along the way. Good golly. This was, I don't know, I found this so much more annoying than the first time with the red bones. This guy is really, really nimble. I can't seem to get to him. Although, you know, making these guys explode all over the screen is, you know, that's pretty fun and looks great, but there we go. I just really want to get to that battle. Good lord. I can't remember what this guy's name is. I think it's Dark Dry Bones? I'm gonna guess that that's what it is. Let me bring up the walkthrough here. Let's see. Surprisingly, I'm a little bit further than what I'm showing right now. Oh, here we go. Oh, this isn't it. That's not it. Dry Bones. Oh, Dark Bones. That's what it's called. Dark Bones. Okay. So, I just decided to bust out some items here. Ow. That was rude. Bust out some items there, and, yeah, so I used 2 Thunder Rages. Now, I want you all to take note of that, because that's going to become relevant in about 30 seconds here. So, that's it for this guy. Thumbs up. All nice. Oh, man, that's a nice chunk of star points. I'm liking that. Also, you know, the walkthrough said that it suggested level to even go in here was 25, and I think I came here at 22. But, you know, I was really confident in my badges and my abilities. You know, I figured both of those things would get me through just fine. And I'm really not having that much trouble, so I don't really see the point of being to level 25. Alright, so as we go through the store, now obviously I cut it out, you didn't get to see it, but there was a massive error with the emulator that I'm using when I went through that specific door, and I had to come back and go back to my save. Literally, I think the save file got corrupted, or not the save state. The save state got corrupted, so I literally had to like reload it from the main menu save file, and I had to like change some of the settings before I actually reloaded it. I don't know, it was giving me a weird pop-up error that was like invalid load seek. I couldn't remember what the error is. But, yeah, I had to change some settings, and then I could come back and do it again. In doing so, I had to redo the Dark Bones fight, and in that time, I decided to not use a second Thunder Rage, so I actually have 1 Thunder Rage now. So, that's just to let y'all know. Just so nobody's surprised if, you know, oh, hey, where did this Thunder Ridge come from? Wait a minute, you're hacking. You know, I guess technically in a way I am kind of hacking, aren't I? Oh, hello, what is this? What's going on? Did I finish? Oh, that was a damage up. I think I messed up the jump, too. Didn't even matter. That was just one shot, one kill. Alrighty. So, I actually, you know, because you can't see this and wouldn't have known otherwise, I stopped the commentary for a sec because I was saying, you know, I was thinking to myself, I could swear I was talking about something and I forgot what it was, as is usually the case with me. What I was going to say, now that I remember, was when I was playing through Paper Mario again to get to that specific boss battle that I was doing, the game is so much easier than this one. Oh my god. I was in between chapters, and I went to go to the Toad House Inn to heal, and I was just like, oh, how many coins does this place cost? Is it 5 or 15? And then I'm talking to the guy, and he's like, oh, refresh your body and spirit. And then Mario just goes to sleep. And I'm like, wait a minute, it's free? I'm like, what? This is a really strange concept to me, not having to pay for the inn stay. And then, of course, right before the boss battle, there's a save block and a heal block, and I'm like, this heal block doesn't have a coin number over it. I can just use this for free. This is too easy. Maybe that's what they thought when they designed this game. Maybe they thought, man, you know, some of the aspects of Paper Mario were a little bit too easy. Because I think I actually did mention that during the commentary at some point during the Paper Mario 64 playthrough, where I was like, I hardly ever find myself using items. To be fair, the same is kind of true here in this game, because I don't know, I'm just such an item hog. I like to hoard items, and I get really nervous when I have to use them. I just feel like, oh man, what if I waste it, and you know, what if I actually needed it for some time later, but I ended up just not using them, and then I end up selling them because I never use them. So this is trouble. I'm down to 2 HP. I got away from that battle by the skin of my teeth. And I decided to just stick with it because I figured, you know, I'm really, really, really close to a level up. So I might as well just keep on going. And I totally didn't save state there just in case something horrible happens. Took this battle here. Decided to go, I just went full tilt here. Earth Tremor, right? That didn't quite finish him off. So we're going to do a Rally Wink and give him another turn so that I do Art Attack. And just absolutely annihilate these guys. Thumbs up, level up. I love these videos where I get 2 level ups. Man, and this one was even sooner than, was it part 44? Or 43? I think it was 44, right? When I was at the end of the Exnaut Fortress. The video where I got 2 level ups. And I'm pretty sure those were spaced much farther apart. I'm really racking up the levels here. Again, I think, you know, the walkthrough might have been correct in saying that, you know, level 25 is a good level to be at before you actually go into the Palace of Shadow. And it's possible that because I didn't heed said warning, I'm actually racking up star points a lot faster than I actually would have had I been level 25 if I came here. Also, thank you for the double star points there, Merly. Got a rune powder, which I really don't need, so I threw it away, and then it wanted to come back. It's like, no, please don't leave me. And I'm like, yeah, no, you're just a rune powder. I don't, just, no. So I got a jam and jelly, and I got an ultra shroom earlier on in this video, obviously, when I was talking about the error, the emulator. Now, this particular set of hallways is highly reminiscent of the first Paper Mario, where you had to, I think it was in Bowser's Castle at some point. Oh, before you get into Peach's Castle, that was it. There was like a set of rooms that you had to go through specific door patterns, and the correct door is marked by a lit torch, and that's exactly what we're doing here. So, here we go. Through here. Top side. Perfect. I like not you know, oh, and that's another thing. Now that I think about it, when I was playing Paper Mario again, you know, to be fair, I kind of missed the spin. I missed the Z trigger spin. It was just like, it was so much more convenient. It made getting around long distances so much quicker, especially if you had the speedy spin. Speedy Spin was so nice. Oh, I love the Speedy Spin. But, yeah, of course, with this particular game, you cannot do that. Also, one more okay, I should probably stop bringing up Paper Mario here. But one more thing is that I was really getting confused because in this game, I usually I have to press start to, like, do stuff with my items or change my partners and stuff. With Paper Mario 64, it was, you know, you press the C buttons. And I can't remember if the C stick does anything in this game. You know, if in this entire playthrough, I was pressing start when all I really had to do was press, like, C right to, you know, like, switch my partners or whatever, bring up the partner switching menu, then that's gonna kind of be a little bit upsetting for me. Alright, so now we're in a giant area here with a very large tower. And there's some chain chomps guarding the place outside. Oh, hey, I got to use that Thunder Rage that I totally didn't use in the Dark Bones battle. And super speeding these battles because we already fought these guys in Chapter 3, if anybody recalls. We fought them during the Glitz Pit battles. I can't remember what their team name was, but yeah, they were just standard chain chomps. And I believe it was after you get Yoshi. Because Yoshi, you know, because I have him out right now, makes those chain chomp battles, and really any monsters or enemies with high defense, a snap. Speaking of the Ultra Shroom, I'm going to be using that here. I definitely gave it some thought, and I said, you know what, Ken is kind of, he's on the ropes a little bit there. He's almost at half HP, so I'll heal him up. And I decided to just go with the Ultra Shroom, because I don't see myself really using that. I have so many other healing items that are better. Technically, you know, I have the Wacko's Bump, which heal HP and FP, which I find better and, well, better. And also, that being said, the Jam and Jelly is also kind of, you know, throwaway status for me as well. So we need Bobbery here to do some blowing up of stuff. And then, if you couldn't tell, we're going to be going to the pipe in the background that looks identical to this one. Boop. Gotta hit a button. And then that makes these very fancy-looking statues just fall away. I wonder who sculpted those. You know, I wonder if, are they really upset that, you know, that their sculpture just fell into the water like that? You know? Are they the one that sort of rigged that sort of button trap, you know, to make that fall away? And in that case, how many other people in the entire universe can use boat mode, you know, to cross distances? Like, how would they just be able to use that boat mode under those statues to get from this point to oh, look at that. It's a nice statue, too. It's got, like, some stars on there. I like that. You know, it's just like, what's the point? Like, did the person that made that also have boat mode? Or maybe they were the person that created the boat mode curse to begin with? Maybe they're the one that was trapped in that black chest that curses people to have boat mode? You know? These are all interesting conspiracy theories brought to you fresh, hot and fresh from playing with Mui. I should totally get into the video game theory crafting business. Totally. I'll give all those other guys a run for their money. Alright, so just for no particular reason, I decided to use Goombella's Tattle. I guess I never used it before. We got a brand new enemy here. Yeah, it's this weird looking guy. This is actually a Dark Wizard. And I said it as such because it's spelled W-I-Z-Z-E-R-D. Wizard. Alright, that's it for the wizard. It kind of reminds me of, if anybody's familiar with Aqua Teen Hunger Force, it reminds me of that one episode with the Internet Wizard or something. And, oh god, what was that guy's name? It was www.wizard. Oh my god, what was that guy's name? Oh my goodness, I have to find that before this video is over. The wizard. I think it was like with a Y? That's it, yes! www.YZZERDD. That was it! God, there's a wiki for it and everything. www.yzzerd.com. Wizard. Oh, there it is. It even has a pronunciation thing. Wizard.com. Oh, God. That, if I recall correctly, that episode was really creepy. Oh, God, that's right, because Carl gets horribly maimed by one of the pop-ups that pop up in real life. And then I think, like, the pop-ups just start infesting the entire, like, Aqua Teen's house, and they have to, like, run out, and that's it for their house. And then the pop-ups just start, like, spreading and spreading out of the house, I think, and then that's the end of the episode. It just ends on a really, really solemn, you know, dark, ominous note. Anyway, hey, I was thinking when I was editing this video, I was like, man, what am I going to talk about in these really long, boring hallways where pretty much nothing is happening? Well, there you go. The wizard. Anyway, that's going to be it for this video, or that's it for this part of the Paper Mario the 1000-Year Door playthrough. Join me in part 47, where I'll be continuing on through the end of these very empty and very questionable, spooky hallways. See you all next time.